There's a moment in every software project where a decision gets made quietly, without much discussion, that either protects the system for years or quietly puts it at risk. That moment is what this course is really about. Secure Software Design, offered through Western Governors University, teaches you to recognize that moment before it passes you by, to see the threat model, the flawed pattern, the weak point in the architecture, while there's still time to fix it. Let's spend some time working through the kind of scenarios this assessment actually asks about. Question: No one. The product team has been tasked with updating the user interface, UI. They will change the layout and also add restrictions to field lengths and what data will be accepted. Which secure coding practice is this? A. Input validation. B. Access control. C. Communication security. D. Data protection. Correct answer: A. Input validation. Explanation: comprehensive and detailed. Explanation from exact extract. This is an example of input validation, which involves ensuring all user inputs conform to expected formats, lengths, and content before processing. Restricting field lengths and validating accepted data types prevents injection attacks, buffer overflows, and improper data handling. Access control. B. Restricts user permissions. Communication security. C. Protects data in transit. And data protection. D. Focuses on confidentiality and integrity of stored data. OWASP Secure Coding Practices and Microsoft SDL emphasize rigorous input validation as a first line of defense against many vulnerabilities. OWASP Secure Coding Practices, Input Validation, Microsoft SDL Secure Coding Guidelines, NIST SP 800-53, Security and Privacy Controls for Information Systems. Question No. 2. Which security assessment deliverable identifies possible security vulnerabilities in the product? A. Threat profile. B. Metrics template. C. SDL project outline. D. List of third-party software. Correct answer: A. Threat profile. Explanation: comprehensive and detailed explanation from exact extract. A threat profile is a security assessment deliverable that outlines and identifies possible security vulnerabilities and threats relevant to a product. It includes categorization of threats, their potential impact, and vectors through which the product can be attacked. This deliverable is crucial for guiding mitigation and security testing efforts. Metrics, templates. B. Track progress or measurements. SDL project outline. C. Documents, phases, and tasks in the secure development lifecycle. And the list of third-party software. D. Catalogs, external dependencies, but does not specifically identify vulnerabilities. As per Microsoft SDL and OWASP threat modeling, the threat profile is a foundational deliverable in risk assessment and vulnerability identification. Microsoft Security Development Lifecycle. SDL, documentation. OWASP Threat Modeling Guide, NIST SP 800-154, Guide to Data-Centric System Threat Modeling. Question No. 3. The security testing team received a report from one of the contracted penetration testing vendors that details a flaw discovered in the login component of the new software product, along with a recommended fix. Which phase of the penetration testing process is the team in? A. Identify. B. Evaluate and plan. C. Deploy. D. Assess. Correct answer: D. Assess. Explanation: comprehensive and detailed explanation from exact extract. The team is in the assess phase of penetration testing. This phase involves actively testing the software, identifying vulnerabilities, and documenting findings with recommendations. Receiving a report detailing a discovered flaw confirms that testing has been conducted and results are being evaluated. The Identify A phase involves defining scope and targets. Evaluate and Plan B covers planning test activities. And Deploy C refers to executing the test environment setup. The OWASP Penetration Testing Guide and NIST SP 800-115 clarify that assessment includes vulnerability discovery and documentation. OWASP Penetration Testing Guide, NIST SP 800-115, Technical Guide to Information Security, Testing and Assessment, Microsoft SDL Security Testing Guidance. Question No. 4. Which mitigation technique can be used to fight against a denial of service threat? A. Digital signatures. B. Protect secrets. C. Timestamps. D. Throttling. Correct answer. D. Throttling explanation. Comprehensive and detailed explanation. From exact extract, throttling is a common and effective mitigation technique against denial of service (DOS) attacks. It limits the number of requests a user or IP can send over a certain time period, preventing resource exhaustion. This reduces the risk of overwhelming servers, which is the core issue in DOS attacks. Digital signatures. A. Protect data integrity and authenticity. Protect secrets. B. Secures confidential information. And timestamps. C. Help prevent replay attacks, but are not direct defenses for DOS. According to NIST SP 800-61, Reverend 2 Computer Security Incident Handling Guide, and OWASP DOS Prevention, throttling and rate limiting are standard controls to maintain availability under attack conditions. NIST SP 800-61 Revision 2, Computer Security Incident Handling Guide, OWASP Denial of Service Prevention Sheet Microsoft SDL, Security Controls for Availability. Question No. 5. Which software development model starts by specifying and implementing just a part of the software, which is then reviewed and identifies further requirements that are implemented by repeating the cycle? A. Iterative. B. Implementation. C. Waterfall. D. Code and fix. Correct answer. A. Iterative explanation. Comprehensive and detailed explanation from exact extract. The iterative software development model fits this description. It involves specifying and implementing a portion of the software, reviewing it, gathering feedback, and refining or adding requirements in successive cycles. This approach supports evolving requirements and continuous improvement. Iterative models contrast with Waterfall C, which is linear and sequential, with no repetition of phases. Code and fix, D, is an informal, ad hoc process, lacking formal review cycles. Implementation, B, is a phase, not a model. The iterative approach is advocated in ISO IEC 12207 and NIST guidelines for secure development, as it allows early detection and remediation of security issues by incremental design and testing. ISO IEC 12207, Software Lifecycle Processes. NIST SP 800-64, Revision 2, Security Considerations in SDL, Microsoft SDL Documentation. Security isn't a feature you bolt on at the end. It's 100 small decisions made early, by someone paying attention. Passing this assessment is proof that you're someone who pays attention. It shows you can. Recognize threats before they become vulnerabilities. Choose secure design patterns instead of convenient ones. Read code carefully enough to catch what others miss. Build systems that hold up under real pressure, not just demos. There's no shortcut for that kind of judgment. It has to be practiced. CertBoosters offers practice questions built around the same scenario-based reasoning the real assessment expects, so you can build that instinct before it matters. You'll find the link in the description below. Take the time, it's worth it.